destroyed among his people. Verse 31, ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall fix your souls in the ninth day of the month at evening. For even unto evening shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. Verse 35, on the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
See, out of Virginia, Officer YAHUSHUA. Set thyself in that register. YAHUSHUA.
Yerashima, Bangan, Ban Yasha.
Shalom. So you read from verse 6 to 9 in the evening.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 36 in the Hebrew. Shabbat Yahweh Koryah SHALAM YAHUAH SHALAM NOKAP Kadash YAHALAKAM HAKARAB MASHALA YAHWAH ITZARTHA WAHAL KOR MANAKA IBADANA I.S.U.P.K. Verse 37, Allah Maba'ajah YAHWAH Shah Akara'a Wa'ahma Wakara'a Kadash Lakarabya Shah YAHWAH it's like a woman of cop. Zabak, when I suck you, the boy, the one, by your woman. Verse 38, Malabah, Shabak, Yahawa Malabah. It's like a Malabah, my prophet come. Malabah, call, the door you come. Malabah, call, the waf you come. Ashore, the thorn of Yahawa. Verse 39, Mashiach. I show the one la Khadash Habashiyah, Ba'astak, Ba'asakum, what is that? The YAHUAH, YAHAWASHI, Yum YAHUAH, Ashwan, Shabbat1, YAHUAH, Bashamaya, Saki, Shamayanya, Shabbat1, verse 40. Well,
From 36 to 39
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 36 in the English. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 37. These are the feasts of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, and drink offerings, everything upon his day. Verse 38, beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Most High. Verse 39, also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit, in the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
headquarters, Officer Yatazar, Zentai Registry.
That is all. One lawyer, one YAHUSHUA. See, I was shot by the
Shot. He's going to read Leviticus 25th chapter from verse 40 all the way to 44.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 40 in the Hebrew. Balak Bakam, Lakam, Kewan, Arashwan, Moria, Itasa, Hadar, Kapah, Tamarion, Wa'ayah, Itasa, Abah, Wa'ayah, Nakor, Washamakaf, Lakam, Washamakaf, Japania, Yahawah, Shabbat, Yum Yum, verse 41. Wakagatham, Aqua, Ka, La, Yahawah, Shabbat, Yum Yum, Bashana, Kakwa, Ireland, Ladara, Yakam, Bakadash, Hashabayaya, Takagwa, Aqua, verse 42. Basaka, Hashawa, Shabbat, Yum Yum, Ka, Ha'azara, Bayashawala, Shabawa, Basaka, verse 43. Lamai, Yadaiwa, Araf, Yakam, Kaya, Basakawa, Awashabah, Awashabah, Banya, Yasharala, Bahawatazia, I was done, Ma'arataza, Matasariam, Yahawah, and Yah, and the Hayatam, verse 44. Wayadabar, Mashah, Ma'ayah, Yahawah, Banya, Yasharala. Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 40 in the English. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the bow and the goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the bow of fig trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your power 7 days. Verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generation. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Verse 42. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites, born shall dwell in booths. Verse 43. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. The Lord your power. Verse 44. And Moses declared into the children, and Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Most High.
Tell me to do it in a minute.
That's why I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
I.O.C.K in the building with me. Also holding down the team tonight, Officer Yadiah in the building. Officer I.O.C.K in the building. Holding it down. I believe Marah and others. My thumb yard. Where's my thumb yard at? Huh? Okay. My thumb yard's on guard, but Marah always is also traveling up north. A lot of moving parts, brothers and sisters coming in from all over. General Haas, big shout out to him. He's also riding up. How you taking out General Mayat? General Mayat, you just got back too, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gone a few hours ago. Yes, sir.
Same here. I got back a couple of hours ago. Little hoarse throat. All the yelling and running from the beginning back in with the Hebrew Academy, man. It was a beautiful experience. Big shout out to Cat Makad Abraham, did an amazing job.
That's right.
As well as so many. Big shout out to Officer Kasayad. I mean, so many. Mashak Mayan. So many brothers and captains that got down and really made that weekend something amazing. What'd you think, Yadiah? What'd you think of that weekend?
Oh, Khan, sir. If I may, sir, it was an amazing Passover, sir, as always. And I want to say the water to you, sir. I mean, for holding down this truth, because it was an amazing thing to see all of our brothers and sisters coming together at that Hebrew Academy, sir.
Was it insane?
Khan, sir.
It's like every
go ahead, General Slot.
Like every year, it seems like it's getting better, man. Akkad and the brothers, they come together and brainstorm and make that thing better every year. I mean, you know, they was, doing military drills over the walls, under the walls. Damn that! I was waiting to see the barbed wire, the belly crawl under the barbed wire. Pull-ups, like they getting it in with the swimming and the water. Resisting the water in your face, the mace in your face. It was, they went through a whole bunch, man. A whole bunch. We can't divulge everything, but they went through it. It gets intense and more intense every year.
It sure does. It sure does. Gets a lot better. Also, too, there should be a wake-up call for everybody. Everybody knows by now you're supposed to be in the I.S.U.P.K. You're not in the I.S.U.P.K. You're not in the truth. And we don't say it just to be rivals. We're telling you the honest truth before the Most High. That is the case, and that you make a grave error when you don't come into the I.S.U.P.K. Which we'll bring out a little bit later, if you could, on this SICARII cat, man. I wonder if this cat is even, like you said, Maya, he was bringing out. Go ahead, Maya.
I was going to say, I wish, what I'm saying, I'm but a man, who the Most High uses, but I wish we could put it in the mind of the men. I wish their brains could understand what you're saying. And, when we say I.S.U.P.K. home of the truth, I.S.U.P.K. this is the only truth. Y'all got to come on in. Ain't nowhere else got this brotherhood, this love. Nobody else following YAHUSHA. When you say that, I mean, it's. I wish they could understand what the Lord didn't let us understand, and seen the things and understand what we seen. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know, it's up to the Most High. Like one man plant, another man water, but the Most High bring the increase. We understand that, and that's the battle and patience that we go through, because we see you and we tell you, and we know beyond a shadow of a doubt, but we see the conflict in your mind, and all we can do is pray that the Most High put the spirit on you to get it one day, because we telling you it out of love. Like the general said, we ain't telling you because we want to battle you. We telling you because we trying to save your life, and we love you, and we want our family to come together. But you just don't get it. You sit there and say, well, tithes is corn. Tithes is peas and llama beans. That's tithes. But yet, nigga, you ain't gave us one llama bean. You ain't gave us no corn, no nothing.
Right.
So you say it because you just don't get it, don't understand. But we constantly praying that the Lord make you understand, and then you finally take that walk. Slack, sir.
And if I could, General, no Slack, damn right. You damn right on the game. Let me just say this too. You know what I mean? It might save you from getting a Nigerian rock upside your goddamn head. God. Like so many of us did, getting their head, getting blast grenades thrown at them. You know what I mean? Which I have no empathy for them, because for them to put their hands on righteous brothers, you understand? For them to have to put their hands on the brothers was heinous and never done in the nation of Israel. Never before did anybody move to put their hands on another brother in that way. So what they got out there in Nigeria was the Lord's retribution for the way they handled their business. And that whole gay movement anyway, in them purple cats is just such an abomination to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And big shout out to all the brothers and sisters that came to visit the Passover from IUIC. Many IUIC members and ex-IUIC members left out of there, came over to the U.P.K, came to the Passover, and were amazed at the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the nonsense. Yet they got you as Stepford wives over there, man.
Yeah.
They got you as sex slaves. You like a sex slave over there, which is just what a homosexual would do.
Mm-hmm.
He make his own woman a sex slave. That's what this other cat did. This SICARII cat. And then had the nerve to take on Gorilla Hebrew. Good. He was faking it. He was totally faking it.
God.
You know what I mean? Which we'll bring out again a little while. And let me say this. We don't bring it out because we trying to shame him or humiliate him. He did that himself. But we have to bring it out so that you understand that all these fake religions have to be stopped for us to move forward as a nation the way we should. These fake religions all have. I know people love them. I know people want to join them, want to be part of them, but the Lord don't care nothing about that. The Lord want you to serve him the way you're supposed to serve him. And the problem is we don't.
God.
We don't and have not been. And now we learning the hard lessons of not obeying the Most High. These same brothers that you see this homosexual behavior, turning over their wives to white men, homosexual behavior, dressed up in purple, little secret homosexual parties in the cabins. We hear about them. And all of that shows you that these are the type of brothers that would do that even when our nation was together. Mm-hmm. They are the most rebellious brothers of all.
Damn
God is holy, but they are the most rebellious brothers that are against the Most High in Christ, and they don't give a damn about the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
They saved our lives time and time again. Please go ahead, General.
Right, you correct, General. I remember you told me years ago. You know what I'm saying? I said I can't understand, how all these brothers walked away from what they used to love. I said, how could they do that? You said, General, don't even. I don't even know if I was General then, but you said, YAHUAH, don't even worry about it. They just badass. They just my children that then went the hell off, and bad children do sometimes make it back. And I wondered, over the years, and I see these Christian Israelite groups, and then some of you knuckleheads, you mad because we call them Christian, and no, they brothers, they not Christian Israelites, they just Israelites. No, they Christian Israelites because they got Christian hearts. And I would worry about the ones I see, the ones that compliment us, General. Them Israelite leaders in the groups to say, well, yeah, the I.S.U.P.K, they got the truth, man, but they not the only ones, or they got the truth, but anybody can have the truth. They never speak bad about us, they compliment us. And now I see now that those ones who do that, they and because I used to wonder why, well, if we so great out of their own mouth, even that old homo Nate. You bigged you up, General. Bigged you up one day and said, well, he been in the truth a long time, and this, and they speak good about us, but they don't come in. And I said, what? I said, what is it that the Lord got? I said, what is it that's stopping them? They talking all this good, because never have they argued and said UPK is wrong. It's always, well, they right, but we right too, or they right and they got the truth, but we just differ about the Sabbath or some other nonsense. And it always come out that it's some old nasty shit they doing behind closed doors that don't make them come through. They know we got the truth. No, we the ones, but don't come in because, how they gonna walk amongst these soldiers here in the UPK when they just, had a rod taken out of their ass. You know what I'm saying? When they just when they just had a rod in their mouth and they gonna say shalom with that rod breath.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's always some nasty mess that they doing, or molestation, or Edomites, or paying whores. There's always something. I realize that is the reason why all these brothers talking about shalom and shalom and Elohim and we Israel, but they don't come to the I.S.U.P.K is because they have sin that they ain't done with yet. Salakia, sir.
God, no Salakia. That's
Okay,
so right what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly right. Like what you should learn when you coming out the world and you seeking out the UPK and seeking out the truth, and you start listening to tapes and all that, what you got to understand is that people, you got to understand, where's that scripture at where it says, where the chosen are, Satan is there near also. I'm paraphrasing. Give me that scripture you died, because what you're saying is so right, General Maya. Wherever the truth is, wherever it comes to knowledge of the truth and the Bible and the Lord, they know that people with demons know that makes people submit to the Most High. So what they want so much more, what Satan wants above all, is to have you submit to something evil as though it is good. To have you believe in a fake Israelite group, thinking it's the real deal. And because you believe in that fakeness, you turn around and fall up under that, and then they get to utilize you for whatever sexual deviances they are. Yeah. Sexual deviants always join religions, all of them. Why do they join religions? Because they want to hide under the auspices of a righteous person as a man of God or a woman of God. That's why they hide. And it's wild, because the mere fact of homosexuality and lesbianism is a person pretending to be a different gender than they are. So from young, they learn how to pretend to be something different. And then they come into a religion and pretend as though they're for the religion, when in fact they hate the religion. They're really there for their own sexual deviance. Okay. That's really why they're there. And it goes on in all these religions. And if you allow it, it will overtake. It'll enter into your religion and overtake it. Many times it's started by a person of that stature. And that's what we see in these groups. They couldn't join the UPK because, like you said, General, they got a rod, and they just hadn't had a rod in their mouth. So now they're going to create something that looks like it's the UPK, and they're going to take that mess and then fool people into following it. And as a result, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna be at sex parties, which is basically what that was that we saw on the screen with Big Frida. They up in some cabin somewhere, damn near all men, and they up there dancing almost like they compete in dancing. I don't even know why a man would compete against another man in who can gyrate the best.
God.
I don't even understand that.
God.
Like, who's gonna gyrate the best, my
right? Who could wiggle? Who could wiggle the best in front of each other? You know?
Why would you compete against a man on who could wiggle the best? Because really, this battling, dancing, battling in this homosexuality, it's really homosexual courtship. It's really homosexual, like homosexual banter back and forth. Because the same one that you dancing with and so-called battling with is the same ones you trying to have sex with. Mm-hmm. And that tape was so could we get that tape, you dad? If that, give me the scripture and the tape. Whenever you're ready, let me know. That thing that we saw, I know we were supposed to go to Felicia Rashad, but since we on the Passover week, we might as well clear this poison up anyway. And as a result, say again. Oh, okay. So that's what took place up in there. And now the new revelations about this SICARII cat. And here's the thing. It benefits those that want to destroy the truth because they don't know the difference between us and them. That's why we have to constantly say we have no affiliation with no other group.
Okay.
Constantly put it out there. We've been putting it out there since 1969.
Yeah.
We constantly put it out there so that people can get clarified that we have nothing to do with those that would seek to drag you into some poison. I mean, you should hear, we got members of that group YAHUSHUA created. Some other fake Israelites that he created. I mean, they took them sisters to the deserts of Egypt. Told them sisters to sell what they had. Took them out to the desert. And was having sexual orgies with them women. They'd have sex with her. When they got tired of her, they'd pass her on to another, which is always the case. That's why Nate's over there in Africa. He's trying to get in a good space in Africa where he can chase them boys, where they can where they can be outside of U.S. law, pushing all kinds of sodomy and God knows what else. Because why else would you have somebody like Big Frida sitting there over the men? You got a big sodomite sitting over the men that's obviously a sodomite. Sitting over your men. And that's what that comes from. Evil, 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 evil madness that goes on in these religions, man. And thanks be to the Lord, the U.P.K has risen where people are beginning to see. People are beginning to see, wait a minute, something that this group is different. This group is not like the rest of these groups. And then they come on back to the truth, which I got news for you. Let me wake you up on something. Let me give you a little prophetic words. Every group is going to fall and the U.P.K is going to rise.
That's right.
That's what the Lord wanted. And it's the group the Lord called you to. The Lord ain't called you to IUIC. That's fake and made up. That's not the nation of Israel. I.S.U.P.K is the nation of Israel.
Damn right. That's right.
IUIC is not the nation of Israel.
That's
SICARII,
right.
Guerrilla Hebrew, whatever the hell he called himself, that is not the nation of Israel. That's a fake Israelite group. Whatever that mess is YAHUSHUA created. Listen, he left the country because his partner turned him in for having sex with underage girls, and before you know it, the mess started. Like, brothers got to understand that the truth is the truth is the truth. And I.S.U.P.K has always been the truth.
Damn right.
I'm going to get up off it right there if I could, General.
Yes, sir.
And we'll try to, if you got those two for me, Yadiah? No, not that one. You know what? No, that's not it. I'll pull it. Let me search it right quick. All right. Now the video. Do you have the video? Okay, that's okay. That you can play it. That second one was the one. Not really. The first one he really did the twirling. The second one you can identify it, and it's almost like proof that this is what it is. And here's the amazing part: why would you put that on tape unless you're trying to recruit more homosexuals? That's what all these groups are. That's how your churches got infiltrated. Homosexuals came in pretending like men, but really they were secretly recruiting other men, and they give out signals to other men for them to pick up that this is a homosexual thing.
Okay.
In Atlanta, brother, we came in there. We was a storm in Atlanta. Man, we was a storm in Atlanta. Them sodomites, them homosexuals in Atlanta hated us out. I got off the plane, right? I got off the plane. There's a attendant, about 6 foot tall, about six and change, with long blonde hair coming down, blonde weave coming down on the face, shoulders, and everything. And as I'm getting off the plane, I said, boy, that's a tall woman. And as I got close, I had one of them seatbelt extensions, and I took it off the plane by mistake. And I turned, I wasn't paying no attention. And I turned and I said, oh man, I took the seatbelt extension. Can I give it to you? And the nigga pulled his hair back to the side, revealing a full 5 o'clock shadow, and said, I'll take that from you. God. I looked up out the corner of my eye, handed him the belt, and jetted up the jetway. God. I knew what I was in for in Atlanta. God. You get to the counter, Negroes up in there with full, they up there with full nail polish. God. And nails better than a woman with designs and stones in them.
And they getting BBLs too, General.
I heard.
Them Negroes walking past a full brother walking past, switching with a BBL. God. You know what I'm saying? I had to tell my son. I said, we sit in the airport. I said, son, I know a lot. We in Atlanta, so when you're looking at sisters, sometimes they the Akim. Right. They the brother. You be careful. You know what I'm saying? He said, why you saying that now, Dad? I said, because we at the airport and there's a lot of people we don't know. I know you've been around the brothers, so what nothing to worry about because you've been around the brothers all these days. Right. But now we back at the airport and I'm seeing what's walking around here. Just beware. He said, okay, good.
Let me take you a little bit down the rabbit hole. Do you know they have famous doctors? I just found this out. They have famous doctors that wealthy and people with wealth go to these doctors and these doctors give them something. I forget the exact name, but it's like a full body transformation. And what that doctor does is the doctor shaves down the Adam's apple. And then gives you the hormones to kill the beard growing and start to make the body more feminine.
I'll be here. I ain't going anywhere.
Then he adds the breasts and the BBL. But what I found out, you want to talk about some real psycho mess?
Okay, whenever you got it.
I'll
be here.
When that doctor cuts off the rod and transforms it into a vagina, that vagina is really an open hole. It's an open hole that's really supposed to be sewn up. It's not like it's covered with outside skin inside. It's open. And so these brothers who cut their rod off end up with all kind of vaginal, so-called fake vaginal diseases. because you're trying to keep an open hole open so you can have sex with it when it should be sealed up like any wound.
Okay.
First thing you do in when you get a wound is you clean it and then you cover the wound.
Okay.
Cover the wound so bacteria and germs don't go into the wound. But they go have this surgery with an open hole, and it be catching all kinds of diseases. And these doctors are famous. People wait months and years to go see these doctors. And when they come out of that surgery, brother, no Adam's apple, nothing. They shave the Adam's apple down just enough so that you can't see it. They don't take it away, but they shave the bone down or whatever that is, the cartilage down just enough to make you think you're dealing with a woman. And that's where this is gone. And of course, it's a fortune, and only the wealthy are able to do it. But you're right. You be walking around seeing them just like that. And these groups like IUIC, SICARII, whatever that group Ricochet was in, and others, they all, the same tools Satan used to infiltrate and overthrow the churches is the same tool that Satan used to infiltrate and overthrow these fake Israelite groups. And that's the difference with us in the I.S.U.P.K. We're not moved by that nonsense.
Right.
We're sticking to the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. And it's sad and shameful, but we gonna make sure the world knows the difference. And brother, the world knew on this Passover week. So many more people came this year than last year. We were shocked at how people are now coming to the I.S.U.P.K. because they're beginning to see they're not the same. And never will be the same.
God. My rib was telling me, she said, at all of our events, she noticed, outsiders in there. You know what I'm saying? She said it was 3 old men looking at, looking around, and what I'm saying? She's just telling me about the people who wasn't part of us, but they must have heard about us or whatever, been watching us and came through, like you said, brand new people who not even students yet, but they see some type of strength. They see some type of unity that ain't in the black community nowhere. It surely ain't in Islam. It ain't in the Christian church. And we call you Christian Israelites, because what the Lord wants in brotherhood and family and unity is not in you Christian Israelite groups. It's not in there. We see it. We getting the reports about you. Like you said, your women call us crying for counsel because you won't let her have no counsel because you don't want your nastiness to ever come out. You understand? And a lot of the brothers over there calling us and trying to make the step, trying to escape. His friends in there, and he just too weak and he want to be strong. But they all see the strength in the I.S.U.P.K. They all see Commander General YAHANNA ain't never not only didn't put down his sword, but he ain't lose none of his integrity that his fathers taught him when he was young in the truth. He held on to what his fathers taught him, and he's still pushing that same thing. No matter what, no matter who go off, no matter who change, no, the doctrine don't change, the truth don't change, and he been in it, man. And I ain't seen a brother more righteous. Listen, when I was a young man, when I was an officer, generals used to tell me, well, General YAHANNA, he'll be in Philly the end of the week. He'll be in Philly this weekend, and he gonna make things right. He gonna make things right. It was like they were worried. Now I'm young. I don't know what they worried about. I don't know what's going on because I ain't privy to all that information yet. I'm a young man. But generals would say to me, I'm on guard, protecting the school. I was, the Shamar was my department back then. And so I'm on guard, but the generals would come out to get some air. I'm at the door. And they would talk to me and they would say, yeah, General YAHANNA be there this week, young brother. Don't worry about it, man. Anything you see and hear is wrong. He gonna fix it all. They used to talk like they waiting for the savior to come and fix this thing in here that they can't fix. And I used to always wonder what is going on. But lo and hold, what I'm saying? General Shaw. And then I remember times he would come. I remember Rawborn General. One day you came in, but you was tired from the road. So you sat in the car in front of the school, close your eyes a little bit. Before you came in, General Rawborn damn near cried because you was here with smiles and all that. And the other generals so happy to see you, you know what I'm saying? And that's why when all of them went off, I mean, it blew my mind. I said, what in the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They made me love you before I met you. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got to know you and met you, I understood everything they were saying. And then it puzzled me even more. How could they walk away? You know what I mean? How strong, how they let Satan corrupt them. You know what I'm saying? And brother, and since then, you know, I mean, you like the epitome of integrity and brotherhood. All the power you got, all you want to do is see these brothers come out of the world and do better, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's outstanding to witness. Salaki, sir.
Salaki, no Salaki, the water. I appreciate it.
Good.
Like, you know what I mean? Only through YAHUSHA we able to do what we're able to do. And you know, you gotta, like the scriptures say, you gotta set your heart aright.
Good.
We set our heart to never let no homo come up in here.
Damn right.
Nothing that we're doing in here.
Damn right.
I just, you know, for the sake of what we received, like I had some weak days back then. And thanks to y'all, thanks to General Muhammad, thanks to yourself, General Mayat, and other brothers, I did not fall off the cliff because I was at that point after seeing so much of that and having a certain naivety that men don't have such, when they come into truth, would not have such evil intentions, which is why we scrutinize him so better now to make sure that those evil intentions don't rise to the top. You know, all of us can make an error, but we cannot have sodomy coming all the way up into the U.P.K. That ain't happening. We can't have all the madness that they bring, you understand, come up to the top and then not offer them nothing.
God.
You ain't offering them the knowledge. You ain't offering them no counsel. You ain't offering them no help. You just a homosexual fulfilling your lust under a fake religion.
Mm-hmm.
That's why damn these churches are.
That's right.
God damn these churches, man. Because you churches have allowed these homosexual ways to become a staple in, you know, in society. I went to a restaurant yesterday in Atlanta. Went to go have lunch, right? Took some sisters with me and rolled up in the place. Now, I ain't heard this. Now, y'all tell me if I'm off. But I didn't hear this. I haven't heard nothing like this in 20 years. This is a black-owned restaurant, known in Atlanta, supposedly sophisticated, live band in there, and the broad told me that gentlemen have to remove their hats. I said, you mean tell me this is a black-owned restaurant and you taking black men's hats? Not knowing that the whole idea of taking hats off of men came from Esau doing it to black men, black sharecroppers and farmers who would come into court with their hats on while Esau was stealing their land, and he would strip them of their masculinity. And even before that, over in Europe, they was doing it to men to take their crowns and take their authority off of them. They also further do it by cutting our hair off. They love for you to be stripped. And so I still went in. I said, no problem, sis. I took my hat off. I went in. When I got in there, they didn't like me. They didn't like me at all. Half the staff was homosexuals, prissying up and down the aisles. Half of the church members, because remember it was Sunday, half of the church members, I felt sorry for these sisters. Some of these sisters, 40, 50, 60 years old, and in a full-out marriage with a homosexual. That's obvious a homosexual. Love this so-called fake, sophisticated way that they had in there. And I was about to leave out. I was going to walk out. I told them, man, I think we're going to leave here. I don't got a good vibe. But then they came to us and moved us to our own section right up near the band. They could tell. And moved us to a whole nother section where they kept us away and then gave us an Edomite to serve us. And then we went on and ate and all that and blah, blah, blah. But the point I'm saying is they've allowed that homosexuality to come all the way up into that church and all the way up into their businesses and their way of life. And now it permeates everything. And it comes because you allow sodomites to enter into a religion change the religion and take it over. That ain't happening in the UPK.
Hell
Never
no.
happened before, never will happen in the future.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? And thwarted for the kind words of the great submission of the Most High. You know what I mean? So can we go on to Felicia Rashad? We got the heavy hitter, General Muhammad, in the building. They're joining us tonight. Shalom, General.
Shalom.
Still getting it on from Atlanta, Georgia. Fresh off the class, fresh off the weekend, getting it in. He's going to say something, General, before I go?
La, sir.
The water. Read me the story, if you would, you die. Felicia Rashad. Felicia Rashad came out and got some backlash this week. Let's find out what's happening. Go ahead, up.
Come, sir. It's a quote. You modest but single. Felicia Rashad sparks outrage after shading Gen Z fashion. Gets hit with savage clapback over her failed marriages. Salaki. All right, here's more on it. Felicia Rashad's marital history recently drew shade online until her supporters quickly came to her defense of the actress and shut it down. The Instagram page JD@JDS_creatives shared an anonymous post from a user who seemed to have a gripe with the 76-year-old. This is a quote. I will never let an old washed up actress in her 70s who has been divorced 3 fucking times, excuse me for my language, tell me how I should dress. You modest but single, so it ain't working for your granny. Let us youngins have our fun out here. Out if we have our ass out if we want. Some more to the story. The second slide of the post was a response to the distasteful comment about Rashad. Under the account Daphne Accountability Sutton, the responder stated, "You're dressed in revealing clothing in almost all of your pictures, and you're single with 3 kids. It seems that no one has married you yet." She went on to list the durations of Rashad's marriages and reminded the original post that the Cosby Show star had both of her children while married. She continued, "It seems that dressing in revealing clothing and claiming you're a freak haven't made you a wife. Rather, it has made you a single mother." The follower ended her frank statement. She was, and this is a quote, "She was chose 3 times to be a wife, while you have been chosen twice. Maybe you should consider covering up, as showing off your ass isn't working, youngin."
So basically, Felicia Rashad is trying to tell the young sisters, maybe you might want to consider covering up. Maybe you might want to consider, getting right instead of being, butt naked like the trend is going. And this is what she got right. Like Esau is the one driving our sisters to be whores. That's who's driving us to be whores. And I think that she's just trying to give some pushback in her later years to try to help these sisters. But of course, she don't have the knowledge of the truth. Y'all want to chime in? Well, let me add. No, y'all good? Let me add this. I watched the documentary with Hugh Hefner, the head of Playboy, right? And they talking to him and interview him and all that. And Hugh Hefner revealed to them how and why Playboy was born. And Hugh Hefner said he set out to have the most lewd sex that he could have and it not be labeled evil. And that's how that born the entire Playboy world. He wanted Playboy to be whores, freaks, nastiness, but no shame on it, which is what a demon would want. Like they shame our sisters by stripping them down in their dress. all the new female artists, every last one of them, are disgusting, put out a disgusting vibe towards our sisters. Every last one of them. And this and going up against Felicia Rashad is why no other celebrity will stand up against you. It's really not her job. It's our job as the priest. In Israel, you'd be shut down to, walking around half naked. Like sisters like Gorilla and what's the one, Sexy Red? That's what Esau wants. He wants this. Esau, whether he admit it or not, he's a Satanist. And he doesn't want wholesome families, loyal women, sisters with modesty. They carry themselves rightly. How does that benefit him? It doesn't. But making you a whore does benefit him. Making you speak out the lust of everybody in the world makes him rich. And so that's what he pushes. But again, Felicia Rashad came up against it, and they didn't like it. I yield.
Salakia, sir, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
I don't think I'm understanding this story. Now, I heard Felicia Rashad was saying that she believes women should wear more clothes, dress more modesty. And okay, who came up against it and why? Like, what did they say?
Well, they something. They basically said, Felicia Rashad, you had 3 husbands and they all divorced you.
Uh-huh.
So how you gonna tell us about us, the way we dressing and how we should be modest, and maybe a brother would choose you? Because she said, if you, the way you dressing, you ended up, you not getting a husband. And so they push back like, you ain't got no husband either. Even though you had 3, but they all left you.
And so is this just a random person or is this someone famous?
This is a random response on Instagram.
And so someone has taken this random response and made it popular.
It went viral when they came back at it. When they got back at it, it went viral.
I got you. Well, let me tell you. Oh, Salakia, sir, was that?
No, go ahead.
Say again?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, okay, that's a good lesson for little nasty little girls out there, because in their mind, and they don't understand the value of a woman who has done it so wrong that she knows that you should not. Like they used to call that wisdom, sir. Right? That's what they would call that. Like there is no one that knows how you should not do drugs better than a former drug addict.
True that.
And that's like, and little kids might not get that. But if you find a drug addict, an alcoholic, someone that's been to prison, they absolutely know the path that you should not go down. They know it. And but little nasty little sluts who don't want to get any wisdom, who don't want to ever be criticized or critiqued, they'll look at you to say, why should I listen to you? You've been to prison. That's why. That's the reason.
True
now,
that.
isn't that? Yeah, I've been to prison. She's had abortions. She's had 3 divorces. That is exactly the reason that you should listen to her. Or do you have to live the same way? Like, do you have to just, and it's really the problem with being young and why young people are so easily manipulated. Because when you're young, you think you know things. Mm-hmm. When you will just continue the mistakes of older people.
Okay.
When older people will say, listen, don't do coke. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
Don't get high. Don't shoot people. Don't. Who are you to tell me something? You've been to jail. You got, nigga, that's the reason I even care about you doing it. Like, I wouldn't care if you did it if I didn't do it.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. And that's so sad for young people. And that's why very manipulative corporations are able to show you commercials.
Okay.
And all this seduction. But when some old man on your block says, young brother, you shouldn't go there, Oh, shut your mouth, Willie. What do you know? You've been to jail 20 years. Exactly, young brother. Exactly. Salakia, Mayak. Salakia, sir.
Yes, come.
You right.
Damn right.
Give it up.
And you know the other side of that coin is them young dumb girls who grow up and stay stupid, and they tell the girls under them, the young girls coming up under them, well, go out and make your mistakes. You go out, and they give them foolish, foolish advice, as opposed to the one who learned from the mistakes and trying to tell them, well, why don't you learn from my mistakes and learn from the things I done found out, rather than you go and do it. You got the idiots who grow up and be grown as children, stupid with no wisdom, telling them, well, you got to make your mistakes, girl. Go on out there and do your thing. So, go ahead, sir.
Listen, what y'all saying is so heavy, which is the point of having multiple generations.
Damn right.
Like if your great grandmother did everything she could to bake a wonderful loaf of bread, she's going to teach her daughter how to bake a wonderful loaf of bread.
That's it.
A daughter may improve on that bread and make it amazing. And then her daughter will improve on it and make it even more amazing. By the time she gets to the 4th and 5th generation, the bread is magnificent. Because all the mistakes that they made in the past, they eliminated it in the next generation of loaves of bread.
God.
So what y'all saying is so right. The same goes for these young girls. Like that's why you got parents in the first place. And that's why Esau was such a monster to destroy our families.
That's right.
Because you're going to teach, I talked to a psychologist about young men's behavior and the violence and all of that. And this is a psychologist, this is an expert in the field. And they said it's absolutely nothing wrong with young men. They said the reason young men are so violent and so emotional in the street is because they simply are not learning from their fathers. Their fathers are the ones that stop them from being emotional like a woman when they become an adult. They said young men, if not taught by a father, they never learn how to have self-control. So they grow up emotional like a woman with the strength and ability of a man. And now you got a person that has the potential to go off at a drop of a dime. And with the inventions of firearms, you guaranteed now to have a whole world of problems. And this is a real shrink that said this. So if you don't have the mother and father to raise us, if you don't have our structure, if you don't have our culture, this is what you create. And then Felicia Rashad, like you said, will come back later, who have all over again. She's actually way late. Why did she have to get married 3 times and divorced 3 times to even say this to you? She was supposed to learn everything that the last 10 generations of mothers taught her so that her marriage would never have a problem. And the same with that brother. And that's what's so wonderful about what y'all brothers are doing in the U.P.K. Because you raising up intergenerational sons and daughters that are learning from their parents, starting with the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Damn right.
Then adding on the culture, adding on morality. You understand?
Damn right.
You know what I mean? The scripture that it so reminds me of, I always quote it. That in one generation, we left Egypt. By the second generation, when we went into the land, we was amazing as a people. We went from a bunch of bungling, sick, half-crazy, God-worshiping people to a well-organized culture that started from one generation and by the next generation. And the Lord even said it. The Lord said, I'm going to walk you in the wilderness till all of you die off. And I'll raise your sons and daughters up, and then they'll go into Jerusalem. And that's exactly what he did. Which shows you that no nation can survive properly if somebody's ruling over them that destroys who it is that they are in terms of their culture, in terms of their identity, in terms of all the things that they are trying to, bring forth. So that's exactly what Felicia Rashad tried to do again and could not. And that's why this Holocaust has to come to an end. I'm going to get up off it. Go ahead, Mathumia, please.
So what you bringing out is so heavy. I just want to say, the sisters out there coming up against Felicia Rashad, I mean, your solution to the problem is not the best either.
It's the worst.
Whoring out of both draw legs is not going to make you get husbands knocking at your doorstep. You know what I'm saying? And you have two eyes, you have a mind, you have a brain. You've seen your mother go in and out the house with multiple men. You know what I'm saying? So you have a brain. You think that is going to provide you a husband that really loves you, or are you going to just inherit domestic abuse and all other, hell coming your way? You know what I mean?
No, listen, what you're saying is absolutely right. And if you want to know the proof, all you got to, if you want to know the proof that what Mathumia is saying is true, all you got to do is go to a Sexy Red concert and park in front of the gate and watch every 14 and 15-year-old in booty shorts heading over to the concert by the thousand, making Esau rich as he could be and giving Sexy Red probably minimal, if not robbing her completely, and just using it like he's the best pimp. Yeah. He's the best pimp in the game. He's going to put her out there, make her famous, and make sure she teaches her kids all nastiness. We brought it out in the show. How Sexy Red, what's the Latino one that's famous?
Cardi B.
How they all said they didn't want their daughters listening to their own music because they know their music is to destroy the daughters of the Lord's chosen people. So they want to save their kid from hearing the Sexy Red songs and the Cardi B songs because they know that it leads to destruction. So now imagine that, knowing that a real leader of a government would condemn them sisters, would ban that music, which is, by the way, is banned in several countries. And it's supposed to be banned. Why? Because you're supposed to love the daughters of your nation enough to not let them be poisoned.
God.
And so what Felicia Rashad did was right to tell her. But it was like the scripture said, a word spoken out of season will not be heard. That's right. Like her words ain't going to be heard. But the prophets of the Lord, our words get heard. Because our words are spoken in season when you're walking down that street. It's the season to blaze on you and tell you what the Lord said. But her words won't get heard because they're not in the season. I'll tell you when they will be in the season. It'll be in the season when Sexy Red gets up and says, I quit the music business. And then they go to interview her on every black podcast. And she say, because I can no longer teach young girls to be whores. I see what happened to me. I done been molested. I done been raped. I done been robbed. I have no integrity. What's her name? Faith Evans that used to go with Biggie Smalls. They was interviewing her on Drink Champs. And she had too many drinks. And she turned around and said, that's why I don't even like the male, the penis. She said, because I done had so much of it, I don't even want it no more. And then she stopped. I wasn't supposed to. She caught herself. In other words, she went up into Hollywood. She got famous. Everybody wanted her. And she went and just became a whore. And such a whore that she don't even want a man no more. That's how much men she had. That she's worn out from just having men. Probably after every concert.
Forget about it.
Lord knows what diseases she may have. You know what I mean? They did an interview with what's her name? Here in Philly, heavyset girl.
Jill Scott.
Jill Scott. They did an interview with Jill Scott on the Breakfast Club. And Jill Scott said the craziest thing I ever heard. Jill Scott said, I want a man that doesn't look at me like I'm famous. He got to be able to fight me. And she said, because I'll eat him up alive. I'll do this and I'll do that. She was in essence saying, I really need a new father. I need a father that's going to check me, correct me, possibly beat my ass. Otherwise, I won't respect him. That's a woman who did not grow up with a father. She did not. That's a woman, even if he was in the house, he was not in the house. And she knew that there was a missing piece to her life, meaning a strong man to guide her in the right direction. She's 40-something years old, still looking for a father, and she doesn't even realize it. She doesn't even realize that she can't keep a relationship because she doesn't know how to keep a relationship because she doesn't have a father. That's the world that we live in. And the Lord is so merciful and righteous. He lets you, every animal, any mammal, tiger, lion, bear, whatever, they all teach their cubs how to hunt and how to fight. Yet we get our families destroyed by the man ruling over us with the Sexy Red concerts and then expect us to be functional. Well, that is exactly what Felicia Rashad is saying. Even though she talk like she's sophisticated and talk like, you know, she got poise, she letting you know. I done went up in this Hollywood and ran amok. And now I done lost 3 husbands after I had kids from them. Lost all 3 of these husbands, probably paying child support to all of them. And now she wants somebody to understand that this thing I went down is not what you should go down. And brother, that's what we got to stop. That's what the U.P.K. is set to stop. If you don't stop that,
I'm right.
Damn right. And you don't stop that when the leader of your organization is telling his woman to go have sex with white men 70% of the time and with him 30% of the time. You ain't gonna get nowhere with that.
No.
Or when you got homosexuals twirling and dancing in your organization in front of other homosexuals in a sexual banter.
It's ridiculous.
They try to criticize me, Muhammad, for dancing at the black party. Wasn't no gay dancing in that.
Give him a hand.
Hell no.
That was boots, braids. That was boots and braids, baby.
Yeah. Listen, that's the best video from the Passover. That's the best one. That's the better. That is my favorite video from this weekend.
Yeah.
That's a man. That's how men dance.
Yes.
And let me tell you, my good sir, like Jill Scott said, speaking of having so much penis that you get tired of penis, speaking of that, SICARII also got tired of penis.
Yeah.
Damn.
Speaking of getting tired of penis, SICARII told his wife, listen, let's go vanilla. You know, SICARII he's very similar to Jill Scott in that way, in that Jill Scott had so much penis, it don't even excite her anymore. SICARII had so much penis in his butt. He told his wife, baby, let's slow down and go vanilla. You know, because penis don't even excite me anymore in my butt like it used to. That's what SICARII said. So he probably knows what Jill Scott is talking about.
And Jenna, and he told her, he said, baby, you my heroine. He told his wives, not just one, he told a few of them that them popping him in his butt, in his behind, was his methadone, because he's like a heroin addict. He told them, you having sex and fucking me in the butt, excuse my French, y'all my methadone. So guess what, Muhammad? His heroin is the white man popping him in the butt. That's his addiction. So they try to, he said, nothing defiled in the marriage bed. Y'all like my methadone, because them doing him in the butt helps him a little to resist letting that white man duke him out.
I'm confused.
Go ahead.
Are you telling me that this man stated that by his wives performing what a homosexual would perform on him helps him to not seek out? That is one nasty ass.
Tell me about
it. It helps him to not seek out the lust that he has for having sex with men.
God.
Brother, that is a diabolical, disgusting piece of garbage.
God.
You are caught up. You are full of the lust of having men. So you know it's wrong. So you're going to now destroy two. He said he had 2 women.
He had about 7, and 2 was sisters. But I think he did it to about 3 that's known about.
So you go out and destroy 3 sisters, because that's what you're doing. You go have sex with a woman and make her perform on you like a man.
And that's what they all said. They couldn't do it no more. You know, they been destroyed. They know they've been destroyed, thinking they was helping them in the beginning. He said it was all she said it was all talk until it wasn't talk no more, until it happened and destroyed themselves.
Imagine that. Brother, that's insane. That is absolutely insane.
I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I could, and then told one, not even the main couple, told another one who was an ex-dancer whore that he was paying money to, had her sleep with a white man, and she started liking the white man and stayed with him.
Dang.
And he got upset and told her, well, listen, if you leave me, at least, you know, you can give him 70%, but I still want 30%, and I'll pay for your mortgage and all this and that. I just want 30%. You know what I'm saying? And this is his rib saying she found all this out and got the text and all that, where he's saying, you know what I'm saying, what you messed me up when you said his dick was larger than mine. Excuse my French. His penis was larger than mine. But yeah, let's do it anyway. He was saying so many nasty things, like General Muhammad. I question his father being an Israelite. I like some proof, because
is this on the internet?
This is on the internet by this girl right here on the screen. His woman.
Let me tell you.
You heard it. You saw it too, sis?
No, that's a tape on the screen, man.
Oh, but I mean, this is something that happened.
Let me. Your dad gonna make a statement, then your dad gonna play the tape for you.
Oh, damn.
Go ahead and make your statement, you die, and then play the tape. Because this here right here, this should have broke the internet. If it did not. This right here, and let me tell you real quick, I'm glad this came out, because it's best this be destroyed now, so that we can go on and do the will of the Lord. Go ahead, you die. You got it. Slock it, man.
If I could, sir, what you bringing out is so heavy. I was talking about it with General Mayak earlier. I forgot to tell the general I didn't have enough liquor to get through the whole.
Dang. I got through the whole thing. Go ahead.
Mayak, you sat down with it like you scrutinized a young.
Oh my God! I mean, because I could not believe that someone doing this could say YAHAWASHI, you know what I'm saying, and claim to be a God-fearing, and claim to be a priest. That's what his women kept saying, and he keeps saying he a priest, and I said he wouldn't let us tell. We wanted to tell, and he said no, he a priest. He'll take care of it, and then he admitted it was, he know it was horrible, and he cried and said it was just work with him. We his methadone, but then I find out he paying some girl's sister to have sex with her, and I went and told the elder and had counsel, and the elder went to him, and he said, no, I did say those things, but it never happened. Then they found out he was just having sex with every now. It was, it was a lot of Edomite shit.
If I could, Maya, what's your name, sis?
No, mine. She's not live.
No, the sister in the room.
He's in Atlanta. Sister in Atlanta.
No, there's a sister in the room right now in Atlanta.
Go ahead.
And she was just, what she say? She said the sister said they courted for 8 months,
Wait a
And
minute.
for
You
the 8-month
hold it.
courtship.
Hold it. You got a sister in the room that knows about this?
No, I don't know. She watched the video, right?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
She
Go
watched the video. Give her the microphone if you can. She watched the video. I'm gonna get the microphone. And she's telling about the sisters that's describing how the courtship process, where he would talk about how much he wanted the women to put a penis in his butt. Go ahead, sister.
She talked about some.
Make sure, just there you go. Can you hear her?
Yes, we can hear her.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Sis.
Okay, so she talked about some questionable things
if you can,
during a courtship, and she still married him, knowing some of these things about the pegging and stuff like that. She still married him.
So wait, during the courtship, he would tell her that he wanted a penis, her to put a fake penis in his butt. Is that what pegging is?
That's why I'm guessing what she was talking
Well,
about.
she said the word pegging.
Yeah, and she used the term called cucking. That's with the other races.
Kind of thing where you like, it's like a fetish thing where you like to see white men
Have sex with your wife.
Yeah, but he had another wife that actually, I guess, dated a white man or had sex with a white man. But she knew about it.
So
I'm not sure if she found out about it afterwards,
but she knew.
But she knew some stuff that she shouldn't have married him, but she married him anyway.
You right, sis. Give her a hand. She should have married him. You said what she's saying, sir. He even to call it a courtship sounds ridiculous. Like during the courtship, he let her know that he wanted plastic penis in his butt and wanted white men to have sex with her. And that was the courtship process. Her finding out about all of that.
Right.
And the sister, I'm assuming you're shocked that she still married this man, correct?
Yeah.
She can't believe that the woman still married him. Who is this, Mayak? Who is this?
There's another one. This one, ex prostitute that he paid to have sex with a white man in front of him so he can get off. And she ended up getting pregnant, and she ended up staying with the Edomite, which upset him. And he begged her to still give him 30% of her time. And told another one.
30. Hold up. Meaning 70% of time goes to the white man and 30% goes to him.
And that was acceptable to him. That's what he encouraged her to do.
Like that.
How the hell do they work out the math? Like, how do you do? I don't know how. What is 70% of time? I don't even know what the hell that means.
Right.
Like, is it like a clock or a calendar?
And one chick wanted to leave him because she so-called got tired of it, and he supposed to be a priest, and everybody looking at him like a father, and he doing all this nasty. She got tired of it, and she said he told her, all right, if you leave me, then just get a white boy. Like, for some reason, get a white boy. Telling her, if you leave me, get a white boy, and me and you will still have contact. Like, it was a bunch of that. Like the white boy, he's okay with them having it and coming back to him and laying with him and him laying with them.
Which is the insane part, which makes me wonder, is this a heathen? Because why is it that he wanted a white man? Like, he didn't want, and here's the real reason. He didn't want a brother because he believed she would instantly leave with the brother. But he figured if with the white boy, it might be able to be still business. Like this cat here has obviously been molested.
Yeah.
And then he's such a piece of shit. And let me tell you why. Because you've been molested. So you're a homosexual. And instead of you going into the world and living your homosexual life to the Lord, put your ass to death, you're going to go now and create a fake Israelite group and destroy everybody's life while using 6 and 7 sisters in whatever destroyed condition they're in. And you're going to use them now to still live a semi-homosexual life, but be able to hide it behind you're an Israelite.
You are a disgusting piece of garbage. Now, all that whole group, all them years right out of San Diego, them old fake ass Israelites been running up and down across the country, acting like they was all about the truth the whole time. And meanwhile, you created all of this so you could hide your homosexuality. You created all of this just to hide homosexuality and then have women. You're going to destroy the women because you're going to convert them into lesbians, basically.
Yeah.
You're going to convert these women into bulldaggers because they got to now strap on a rod and damn screw you in the butt, which is, if they accept it, they will have to become a bulldagger to accept it.
Yeah.
Like, you's a disgust. They had more morals than him because they said we can't do it no more. You were just a sexual deviant. You was no different than Heaven's Gate. No different than that disgusting ass Jamal Bryant.
That's it.
Not Creflo. What's his name? T.D. Jakes.
Yeah, that's it.
What's the one that was in the purple? Eddie Long.
Eddie Long.
Eddie Long. He's no different. Only instead of doing it in a fake church, he went and did it in the worst place you could do it, among the Hebrew Israelites who are struggling to bring the truth back, to bring back the Lord. You are a rotten piece of shit. And you make our job 10 times harder.
Damn
We're
right.
struggling out here in the street to wake up our people against all the evil. And all you could do is create a fake group to go and make women lesbians. Them sisters ain't never going to be the same. They was already messed up from the start.
Yeah, man.
Really going to be messed up now.
Yeah.
And just to answer, Captain Kahan Samyad asks, who are these elders they getting counsel from? You know, girl are Hebrew, and his wives, they go to some, it sounds like Kahan, some cats they call elders from some other Christian Israelite group.
I can tell you.
Go ahead.
That cat in Harlem, Daniela, who was in my camp, who accomplished absolutely nothing when he was in my camp. all comes out now like he's the spiritual advisor. They say he's the spiritual advisor of the group now. They go to him, get counsel, and blase, blim, blam. When this cat don't know a damn thing his damn self.
Right.
You understand? He never accomplished anything. All these cats, after the madness that took place at One West, before we had to fix it, these cats, after that, then all of a sudden, every little, cat that really didn't do nothing in the truth, all of a sudden, he's General Buffety Buff. Like he got counsel and wisdom now, and he's an idiot. If he had any sense, he wouldn't even counsel them. He's more ignorant for counseling them than if he had not counseled them and just worked on his own group.
Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't even scrutinize this heathen. And once again, that other fake Israelite group, the GMS. GMS is the ones that born this SICARII cat. Because remember, he was in the GMS who wanted you to have sex with 9-year-old girls with their own sexual deviance. I remember they would be stopped. They would say you should go out and get a white girl. And a big part of GMS was at the end of camp, they would go buy a whore. They say, get you a drink, buy you a whore, have sex, get up the next day and go about your business. They relished the idea that they could buy a nasty whore for a night. They relished it. They broadcast it. They taught it in that fake Israelite group. They said you could have sex with a 9-year-old girl. And then turned around. This cat was a part of it.
Okay.
And not only him, a ton of freaked out Negroes joined him. A ton of freaks joined him, got up in there with him, and they turned around, was doing the same thing. And SICARII was one of them. That piece of garbage been a homo since way back in the days when he was with GMS.
Forget about it.
And then when he got caught, he turned around and said, what did he turn around and say? He turned around and said, it was a fantasy. Remember that? Now we find out it was a 7 wives fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nigga said, "Oh, it was a fantasy. I never went through with it." Yeah,
that's,
right.
And that's the fruit that GMS produces.
Yes.
Another incident, General. He was flirting with one of his wife's sister, right? And then so they took him to this elder for counsel. So the elder talked to him, said, "Hey, you trying to have sex with your wife's sister?" He said, "I was talking to her inappropriately, but I knew I was never going to do it." Then they found out he had already had sex with the sister. He did it already and paid her money to do it.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that he got a spiritual advisor and lies to the spiritual advisor?
Lied to him. In general, his rib cut him and said, "You know, in Leviticus it said you can't have sex with your wife's sister." He said, "Oh, I thought that meant threesomes." And she said, "Whatever." Whatever. He just knew he was lying or ignorant or a little bit of both. Slocky.
You died. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir. I'll wait.
I was gonna play the tape, but go ahead.
No, please play it, sir.
Play the tape. You died. Let's get it. The water.
Tell them that all the time. Even if you have the opportunity to go through that man's phone, don't go through his phone unless you're prepared to find exactly what you're looking for. So anyway, she had gone through his phone and had seen that he was sending inappropriate text messages to her sister, her blood sister. And you know, as much as she didn't necessarily know a whole lot in terms of scripture, believe it or not, she knew that he wasn't allowed to like do anything with her sister. Like, that's her blood sister. Like, wasn't that off limits? Which of course I confirmed with her. Yes, that's your blood sister. He's not supposed to, you know, have sex with her or sleep with her or anything. We talked to the elder, brought it up to the elder. Of course, he's telling the elder, like, yeah, you know, I was saying, you know, inappropriate things in, you know, an Instagram message or something like that, but I would never do anything with her. Like, you know, they're just complaining about something that hasn't even happened or whatever the case may be. So, you know, of course, the elder's telling us, well, you know, he knows he's not supposed to do that or whatever. You know, do y'all really believe that he would sleep with her sister? And we're both like, yeah. Which shocked the elder that we both were like, yeah, we do. We believe that he would do it.
Give me the overlay. That gonna get so that's the tapes on him running down the system. And listen, and I wouldn't even begin. First of all, that elder, whoever that elder is, if it is Daniel, I don't know, but whoever it is an idiot. They're an idiot. That man come to you and tell you that that's what he was thinking about doing. He's already doing it, dumbass. Here's what that elder don't understand. That elder's stupid as hell. Let me explain to you why. The elder don't even realize that this is a deviant piece of shit.
Yeah, man.
This cat here, because he's using that elder as cover. For the evil things he's doing if they come out. He already knows he ain't supposed to have sex with her sister. But he's going to use the elder to validate it. So if it ever comes up, he can say, well, I talked to the elder about it. And the elder said so-and-so and so-and-so. Meanwhile, he's lying to the elder. He's lying to the elder to get the right answer, so he's got the right answer to cover himself when he gets caught. That's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, man.
Now, he ran a hustle on them cats, and it's sad he ran that hustle on them brothers. Everybody is to join the U.P.K. I called the call.
That's right.
It had me do it. The Lord had me do it. All Israel was to come together, and here's the amazing part. The Lord is merciful. I take no credit at all. The Lord had me come out and say, all Israel come together. That was years ago. Now you got Donald Trump in office, ready to destroy Black and Latino America. Now we should have been all together and eliminated all these sexual deviants. And look at the mess we in now. Insane. Not the mess we're in, the mess they're in. Go ahead, General Salaki.
If I could, so I just wanted to say one thing, and I know this is difficult to understand because of America and the freedom of choice and the freedom of religion. If you believe in the 12 tribes of Israel, if you believe they're black and Hispanic, if you believe Jesus Christ is black, you are not allowed to be in another Israelite group.
That's right.
You're not allowed to be. You're sitting home on the internet. You're thinking like you're choosing your Israelite group, like you pick food from a menu. You think it's like, I like this group. This group has some things I believe in. This group doesn't. Which group will I choose? You do not have a choice. Right. You are not allowed to be in another Israelite group. And if you don't understand it, God is going to do something so severe to you that he's going to prove that really you never had a choice in the beginning. Let me tell you, brother, something online. If you're battling these SICARI members out there, don't ever just pin homosexuality and cuckoldism on Guerrilla Hebrew. Don't just say he's a homosexual. The entire group of SICARIs are homosexuals. Every last one of them, because that is the reason that they chose that group on the menu. They saw that. Have you ever heard of a thing, sir, called gaydar? That's a new thing the sisters taught me.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
They taught me that. They said there's something called gaydar. Now, I didn't know it had a name. Okay, but you know how you see a preacher and he makes like a little, it's almost subtle. It's like and Jesus and God and
boom.
Oh, and these SICARI members, that one that hates the YAHUAH, that gay one in SICARI, not the Guerrilla Hebrew, but another one. And he talks, and there's like a nastiness about him that I noticed, but I didn't know that it's what homosexuals put out to signal to everyone, this is where the gay people come.
Yes.
It's like it's so subtle that you might not notice it, but it's on purpose, like, and you know, in the scriptures and the laws and the commandments.
Yes.
And this, and you're looking at it now. Other gay men say, I prefer to be a SICARI. I want to join that group because their gaydar is going, wow, 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 wow. I found the group for me. You joined SICARI because you're gay, just like Guerrilla Hebrew. That's why you joined them. And let me tell you something. Now, because you did not leave SICARI and come to the home of the truth, because you abandoned the truth and did not follow Commandant General YAHANNA's order, all of you SICARIs are gay. Every last one of you. Why is that important? Because the IUIC, your time is coming.
Yep.
Everybody can look at SICARI now and be like, oh, he's such a closet homosexual. He's got sexual deviance. You didn't leave him. You're one of them. The IUIC, the purple pigs, Sarados Marados, your day is coming. It's going to happen to you. What you see happening to SICARI is going to happen to the IUIC.
That's
you better
right.
leave them now, or else you're going to be the thing that we find out they are. We're going to paint you with the exact thing that soon everyone will find out about Nate. If you're in the SICARI right now, you're gay. If you're in it, you're gay. You joined them because you saw that Guerrilla Hebrew was a nasty, filthy, deviant. You chose him for it. You're just like him. IUIC, you're next. Salaki, sir.
Give it up. And if I could, ain't no Salaki. That's definitely right. And let me tell you something. Homosexuals are always looking for a club, a place to socialize, a place for them to, bring in other homosexuals. And let me give you a perfect example of gaydar. give me the gaydar video from IUIC. Wait. First of all, why is his shirt so tight? Why is this man's shirt so tight? Go back.
They make bigger sizes.
Yes. Tall, big and tall.
He don't feel sexy enough. Big freedom.
And right. And go back a little bit if you could on the tape. Now you got to watch how he walks in. That's a gaydar signal in itself. Watch how he walks in. Come on with it.
Hey, well, what's up? Everybody there?
Look
Oh.
at the gaydar in front of him. Oh, Lord. What is this? Now
He
stop.
snuck in a little shoulder rub. Snuck in a shoulder rub.
No, that wasn't the shoulder rub, Maya. That's Salakia. That was a dispute. He's saying you are bringing a woman in here. In the middle, like the guy came up to him in the top of the stairs to sexually banter with him. But he stopped the guy and turned him around like, how are we going to have our sexual banter and you have a woman in here? That's why he got his hand. You're going to see it as he goes on. Let's get some more gaydar. Look. He's making it look like a woman. Like, see what you did? Now he walks by. Stop. He looked at her like she was filth. Did you see how he looked at her like she doesn't belong here?
Did he say, see what you did, sir?
Yes.
Dang.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. Now give me some more, you die.
I served you this now. You got served.
That is a That is a game. Listen, this is what Muhammad said about you and SICARII is true. You are all gay. Because you took on the gaydar and responded. That guy joined IUIC, the one right now, dancing with him, is because of that. Now, what you don't know is Big Frida is upset right now because you haven't cleared the room of this woman. You see, he's still looking at her.
Yeah, and no smiling. He ain't smiling.
But you're not, the room is not sexual enough. It's not gay enough. It's something here that shouldn't be here. This is gaydar. Give me more, you die. Oh, go ahead.
If I may, sir. The way he looking like, damn, I ain't the prettiest bitch in the room.
Yes. Yes.
And the cat trying to serve him. And like you said, Jonah, he ain't smiling. Big Frida is upset. Like, man, I ain't playing right now. Y'all got this woman in here.
Yes. He's trying. And go ahead. He's going to show more. Go ahead.
Now he
accepted later on in the tape. He accepted that he's got to get into
So like you said, the brothers in Atlanta were saying to notice the music they're playing in the background.
Oh, what should we notice about the music?
It's soft R&B. He can't love you like I love you.
Damn.
That's the name of the song.
Damn.
So I got to ask you one question because, okay, now you're teaching me something right here. I'm trying to get something because when I see the video in the beginning, when he turns the man's head, you know, he grabs his face.
Yes.
I see something, but I don't know what I'm seeing.
What you see?
It's something, and I don't get. He walk in the room, the man is looking, and he just turns his head.
Yeah, because
I don't understand. I'm something I'm seeing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Well, you're looking at. Okay, I would bet money that the man he turned the head around is the husband of the woman that's standing there on camera. He's turning his head around to say, we're here for gay banter. Why do you have your woman here? Go back to it, you die. Go back.
If I could, why you go back? Because, okay, to do this to another man would seem so odd.
Yeah.
You get my point? Like, I'm around brothers all the time. I can't imagine walking into a room and somebody just taking my face and going,
yeah.
It's like, and I see it and I go, why the fuck? Why did he do that to him?
Right.
There's something going on there.
Yes.
Like the gay dog, I get it, but I don't know. Watch it one more time, like the general said.
Like
why would this? Why would this naturally happen? Like meaning, hey, what's going on, brother? All right, General Muhammad. No
Remember, remember,
like,
no
where
words.
you go like Salakia? What the fuck? What's going
Remember,
on here?
no words are spoken.
And not to say anything. Like imagine General YAHANNA coming in. Hey, what's up, Muhammad? No problem, brother.
Right.
It's no logical reason to do it naturally.
It's
Stop
to
it,
show
sir.
him the error of his homosexual ways. How he has a woman in this room. Even how Big Frida comes in the room is just like you come in a Diddy party. You walk in, you looking around, you looking for the sodomites and the sexual freaks, and then this cat come right up to you at the top of the stairs, and you got to stop him because you can't get in there and get freaky with him because his woman is there. Play it again. Let's everybody see it right quick.
Hey, well, what's up? Everybody there?
Then grabs his face at the mirror.
Hold up, sir. He made him look at her.
And then
That what he's
walk
doing?
off. Yes. He made him say, look, your woman is here. Are you gonna get into the gayness with your woman here?
Right. It seemed like a woman would say, "Go tell it to that bitch. Go ask that bitch for a car. For some money."
The guy started to dance, but then Big Frida was like, "Hold up, now she's here."
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, damn.
Now you died. Did you jump ahead on the tape? Okay, this tape may not have all of it because there's a point where she gets horribly embarrassed at what they begin to do. They so lustful that even though she's there, they still have to get into the homosexuality. But let's just play this because we don't have a lot of time. Let's just play it from here, you die, if you could. The water.
I served the woman now. You got served.
You have that one. Your is gonna play another one. I want y'all to see this other one, and then I want to get one Trump story in about the farmers, and then we're gonna get ready to roll because we already well over the time.
Salakia.
The water for everybody for hanging with us. Let's like you read that thing right, Mommy. Like that thing there, this is insane. And this is what's in the SICARII. Y'all in that SICARII? And let me tell you something. The homosexual community is looking for a new place to thrive at. Because they can't thrive in these churches no more. It's too exposed. And black women don't have no man. They pissed off. So they want a place where women ain't even invited to go.
See that shit? She blushing because he was killing it. She didn't see him do that in so long.
Look. She's looking like, Lord have mercy on me.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, play it.
Oh, poor woman.
Look at this queen. Look at this queen standing there. She's a church.
She blushing because he was killing it. She didn't see him do that in so long.
Oh, woman. No, it's not right.
That's it, y'all.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
go ahead, you die, please.
That's a rough one.
If I could, sir, it's something I noticed about this is the beginning of it. If you notice, Big Frida is standing at the door like, I know there ain't a woman in here. He put in for a split second, like he's sitting here. If I could just play it real quick, sorry, from about.
And where is this cabin thing at? That's what I want to know. Where the hell is this at?
It's on Brokeback Mountain, sir.
Sir,
it's on Brokeback Mountain, sir.
God. Go ahead.
He's staring at her as soon as he sees her.
He walked in.
I mean, he walked in. He walked in like he was Marilyn Monroe. He crossed the threshold like he was, you know, Sophia Loren. You know, man. Like he loves being a big lady.
And damn near like, who trying to be more lady than me?
Yes. You know what I mean? And that's what's really being born out here. Ain't no other Israelite groups coming out here bringing you the truth and sincerely walking in the ways of the Lord.
Please.
The ones coming out here is either financed by Esau or they just, you know, gathering numbers of homosexuals. That's all that's going on. So anyway, let's move on. You die. Give me the story about the farmer who said it's going to cost. He's a honey farmer. Going to cost him. I'm sorry, my thumb. Was you going to say something before? You good?
I'm reading the story.
Okay, come. Let's do it.
Come on, sir. It's going to cost me $150,000. Honey farmer now regrets voting for Trump 3 times as president's policies wipe out a major source of reliable revenue.
These white people are dumb asses. He gonna wipe out $150,000 of revenue from this Edomite who voted for him. Their racism out is an amazing thing. Yeah. Like they hate us. They'll cut off their head to spite their nose.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Khan. Farmers among Donald Trump's most loyal constituencies are expected to be hit harder than just about anyone by president's tariffs policy. Though he put larger tariffs on hold and across the board 10% tariff on goods from 60 countries remain. Trump exempted tariffs on herbicides, pesticides, and fertilizers, but farmers remain fearful that the other countries could respond with retaliatory tariffs directly on their exports. Jim Hartman, a North Carolina beekeeper who makes raw honey, said it's not just tariffs that have him fretting about the future. Hartman said he lost $150,000 in a contract with federal government which would in turn provide the raw honey to schools and banks.
Go ahead. Like once again, what we don't know is all those programs that white people complain about, that black people, they believe black people are benefiting off of. Black people ain't benefiting off of it. White people are benefiting off of it.
That's right.
All that honey that he's farming, he's on a tractor farming honey. So all that honey he's producing, you understand, $150,000 in a year. He takes all of that money from contracts that he has with the government, who has to provide honey for public schools, for banks, for all kind of institutions. That's how they get rich. But meanwhile, them same Edomites are complaining every day that your child is getting a free lunch. Every day they're complaining about it. And back in the 60s, when the Panthers were giving out the lunch programs, they hated them for it. They hated the fact that the Black Panthers were willing to take care of their own children.
That's right.
There was no such thing as a school breakfast program in the United States. That was started by the Black Panthers. Now the whole country, and so that we wouldn't get control, the government at the time created their own breakfast program to wipe out the Black Panthers breakfast program. Now the breakfast program has been going on for 50 years. Now they mad. Now they mad and want the program ended. So guess what? Here came Donald Trump. He ended the program. And come to find out who's losing the damn money. Not the children. They was already struggling. The Black Panthers could have took care of that. Right now, 50 years later, we would have had all kinds of ways to feed our children. Meaning black farmers would be producing honey for the public schools. Through the Black Panthers right now, 50 years later, those brothers would have been making money. Instead, the government wiped them out and then gave the contracts to these hillbilly farm white boys.
That's right.
Who took that money and hated us while they was like, that's nigga money he's got right there. That farmer, that $150 off the $150,000 that farmer got, that's welfare, God damn it.
That's right.
That's government welfare. You got a government contract to feed poor people. That's the real government welfare. And so while they thinking Donald Trump is going to get the niggas, Donald Trump going to rob you blind. Read on a little bit more if you could. Bring the picture of that hillbilly back.
For a lot of other local farmers around here, it was a major source of reliable revenue.
See that? For a lot of them old white boys, it was a major source of local revenue. They wasn't making good business because they sold a good product. They didn't give a damn about the product. They made money because they had contracts with the government, who you as a black man could not get that contract if you had a farm. So while him and his cronies getting $150,000 a year off of that honey, your honey farm is starving because you got to go to the farmer's market and sell 3 bottles of honey every week. While he getting $150,000 a year. Read on.
For me, it's going to cost me $150,000 a year. That's roughly 50% of his annual revenue. The tariffs threaten to take even more.
The tariffs mean more. Because, of course, they're going to put the tariffs on, which means people trying to export their honey are going to mean it's going to have to be higher and sold for less. And they're going to have to pay more for the tariffs. And, of course, other countries will just go to another country instead of go to him. So they're going to lose even more money. You white people, you're racing, you are sore winners. White people are sore winners. You've had us in slavery and poverty for 400 years. You're getting contracts to feed us. We're starving to death. You're getting contracts to feed us, and you're mad. Ain't nobody asking you to feed us for free. We was feeding ourselves. We started the lunch program. Ain't nobody asked you to do nothing. And you mad that the government cut us off from feeding our own children and gave you a $150,000 contract. And you hate niggas. You cannot stand black people. You're a sore winner. You're supposed to be saying, thank God for America and how much it loves white people. Because I get $150,000 for feeding black people. We put them in slavery. We destroyed their lives. Now they're in poverty, and I get $150,000 from the United States government for just making them honey when they could grow their own damn honey. The government has helped me to stop them from growing their own honey, and now I give them the honey, and I get paid for giving them the honey. You're a sore winner. And that's why God gonna bring destruction on all the kingdoms of this earth, because you can't win. It don't help you. It don't help you be a human, you animal. Don't help you be functional. You only function. That's why you like hiking, going up in the mountains and then climbing. What's the mountains up there?
Mount Everest.
Mount Everest. You want to go to the top of Everest. It's a billion degrees below zero. You wrapped up like a goddamn seal, wearing a goddamn oxygen tank, climbing up a mountain for nothing but your own ego. It ain't shit up there. Ain't no raw materials, no diamonds, no special food, no great medicinal plant, nothing. You get up there to the top of the mountain only to serve your goddamn ego. Losing toes, frostbite half your face, ear got to be amputated because it's frozen half to death. Part of your team dead up on the mountain. That's what you want to do. You want to be a caveman. And God's going to give you what you want.
Damn right.
You gonna go up in them caves. That's why that scripture says that. They were meant to be the servants. Yeah. And that's why they hate the way they rule. They hate it. And listen, and they efficient with their rule. That's why you Negroes think white people are so smart and great. They're like a good slave. Like if you were a good slave, you wouldn't waste milk, the master's milk. You would use portions of the milk, and when the milk started going bad, you would come up for a way to use that milk. You would turn it into butter. You would not lose the master's money. You would say, Master, I created a way to take the milk right before it goes bad and turn it into butter, and now we don't even have to buy butter no more. And the master would pat you on the head and say, good job. You're a real good servant. That's why you got Elon Musk, a real slave, making it so efficient that you don't need anybody else. Master, we're going to build robots. And then you're never going to need anybody else. You won't have to pay anybody, Master. Master say, good job, slave. Good job, my servant. You've saved my money, but you're a slave. And that's how you think. And when you gain riches and wealth and power and authority on the earth, then you want to kill everybody with some virus or kill everybody, depopulation, or some other stupidity that makes you think God don't exist. That's what you really want. You want to live like a slave, and that is why God gonna give it to you. This is why you get in a submarine and you go all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. You go down so far, there's no light anywhere. And you're observing the animals at the bottom of the ocean. That's what excites you. It don't excite you to feed poor people. And feed poor people without struggling. The government gives you a contract to feed them poor people. You should be elated. That don't make you happy. That will not make you happy. You want to go in outer space where your dumb ass don't belong. Put on a suit and an oxygen tank and float around in space trying to steal that. And to find some mineral or meteorite or some other planet where some mineral at to rob it and steal it. That's what slaves do. And you turned our people into that. You made our people be that way when we're terrible at it. We're terrible at being criminals and thieves and slaves. We're terrible at it.
That's right.
But you force us into it. You want to be a whore and a sexual deviant. You become wealthy and rich. You become Hugh Hefner. You want to buy a horse. Hugh Hefner, all that wealth. Hugh Hefner could just say, I want to be a polygamist. I want to have 50 wives. Who would reject him on it? He got all the wealth he ever wanted before he died. But instead, that's not good enough. You want everybody to be a whore. You want everybody to be a playboy honey. You want everybody to come to your mansion to have sex and orgies because you can't be right with the wealth and power of the earth. You hate that position. You need to be in poverty and starving and struggling for survival. That's why you like that survival gear. What's the name of that show?
Naked and Afraid.
Oh, they love that show. Strip them down to their butt ass naked and put them out in the wilderness and tell them go survive. They out there catching a fever, 110 degrees, bugs crawling up the bitch ass and all type of shit. Eating worms and disgusting different things that you done dug up out some mud. That's what makes you feel good. Not ruling the world, not being in power, not, like I said, I saw Will Smith, and I want to make a tape about it if I get a chance. Will Smith did an interview recently on Drink Champs. You saw it, right? You there? And Will Smith does not know what Will Smith should know. Will Smith said, he said, when you hit rock bottom, where you lose everything and you got nothing left, he said, that's a horrible state. But he says he knows another state called rock top. Is it, you die? I forget the name of it. I think it's called rock top, he called it, where you've had so much sex. You've had so many material things, where you've bought everything, where materialism just doesn't excite you anymore in your life. He said, when you hit that point, you hit rock top. And the same thing that happens to you when you go to rock bottom is the same thing that happens to you at rock top. You become depressed and bored because there's nothing else that can excite you. You've had it all. And you know what he turned around and said? So what happens is you're trying to find yourself, and you have to find joy and happiness within yourself. What Will Smith doesn't understand is that the righteous, when they become rulers of this world with wealth and power beyond the imagination, they're not going to seek out themselves. What they're going to seek out is to do amazing things to those that do not have it. That's what riches are for. You understand? That's what wealth is for. You can't spend it. There's nothing else for you to buy.
God.
So what do you have to do? Help those who can't buy everything. That's where you get your excitement from. You're supposed to get your excitement when you look in the eyes of that family who was on the brink of death, and you saved them with the medical treatment that they could never afford. That's what makes you excited.
God.
That's what you're supposed to live for. Esau called it philanthropy. When you go and spend your money to do good acts around the world, that's what you're supposed to do. But you white people are the devil, the Bible speaks.
I'm right.
That's right.
That's why Will Smith is around nothing but billionaires,
God.
wealthy people. Why hasn't he learned that lesson? I'll tell you why. Because all you heathens up there with all this wealth, you don't live that lesson. You don't live like that. But that's how wait till Christ's kingdom come. Oh boy. What Christ did with nothing, with 5 loaves of bread, of fish, what he did with that, could you imagine what he's going to do when he rules the entire world?
God.
When all the wealth of the Gentiles come in, he's going to go around to the 12 tribes of Israel and get them everything that they ever needed. You white people won't do that because you are evil. You have an evil spirit in you. You have a hateful spirit in you. You're a racist against the chosen. You're angry like Cain was angry with Abel. You will not let it go. God chose Abel, because his gift was righteous. You did not respect the Most High. Your gift was not. The Lord rejected you. And you've been hating Abel ever since.
Damn right.
Now you're going to be put back in your proper place. You're going to be able to get them hard work boots real quick. You're going to get them hard dungarees you love so much. You're going to get all that stuff you love. You understand? And you're going to live that life. And we'll take the wealth and the silk and the beautiful diamonds and jewels, and we'll know exactly what to do with it, because you do not. With that, I yield.
I think that was it, sir, with your permission.
Khan, I think it is. I think you're right. The water. So again, want to thank the heavy hitters in the building. General Muhammad, give it up. General I.O.C.K, give it up. Officer Yadiah holding us down, holding the wheel down for us. Officer Ibad, Officer Mathumya always coming through. Die-hard soldiers in the building. Passover 2025 was absolutely extraordinary. We'll be talking about it for weeks. Okay, we'll see you next time live on the U.P.K. The water for joining us, everybody. Shalom.
The water I keep my guapi.
I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.